7 pounds. We are practically 4 minutes away from making history. If Cael Sanderson, the senior from Iowa State, undefeated at this point, 158 wins, no losses, can do something. Otherwise, he will try and end this before the end of the third period, before the end of regulation. His opponent, Jon Trenge. They know each other well. Trenge here since Thursday pinned his first 3 opponents. Very impressive. No other wrestler has even come close to that. There goes Sanderson. Look at the speed. Shooting low, going for the ankles of Trenge from Lehigh.
That is his signature move, is the ankle pick, and he caught Trenge with it. Trenge fully aware that's what he likes to do, but Trenge has to get on his horse. He's down 9-2. He knows he needs to score points, and as he becomes more offensive, believe it or not, Cael Sanderson becomes more dangerous.
3-time NCAA champion at 184. Then he bulked up to 197. 4-time Big 12 champion. 2-time academic All-American. Most impressive and most important, 2-0 against Jon Trenge.
Well, Sanderson likes to hunt and fish. I wonder if he does catch and release. I kind of doubt it. And I'll tell you, he's one of the most quiet and unassuming and humble individuals you'll ever meet. The only time I ever saw him get emotional after one of his championships was as a freshman, when that might have been really big and bright. After that, it's been all business.
Well, he's trying to catch a whopper here, and if he lands this one, he better have more than 197-pound test line, I'll say that.
And if anybody's wondering what he's going to do when he's done, he's already made the comment. The Olympics are what separate the great wrestlers from the good ones. So he was already on this year's world team, but because of 9/11, Madison Square Garden was going to host the World Championships in September. That all got canceled, and Cael decided at that point he would focus on his college season rather than wrestle in the rescheduled ones in December. And he has been on course and focused.
His father pushed him, his brothers pushed him, coached him, supported him, as did his entire family. What a moment for them. Look at the intense look on both their faces. Dad's got one eye open, one eye closed. Mom might have both closed here in just a few moments.
Well, rumor had it that while they roughhoused, though they were told not to roughhouse in the house, supposedly Debbie did a little wrestling with all of his sons at one point or another.
And the living room is not a playground.
And Bobby Douglas said she's the alpha of the house. So you got to wonder. It's in the family, it's in their blood, and it's certainly demonstrated by Cael Sanderson's skill and heart.
Again, we say we've been wrestling with words. Imagine this moment. This has never happened. Undefeated. The name Dan Gable. When you mention wrestling, people think Dan Gable. The next Dan Gable, his record potentially is going to be better. But after this victory, what is next for a Sanderson after the Olympics? There is no, quote, professional wrestling league. You can't be drafted.
No, it'll be Olympic-style wrestling. He'll probably wrestle in a couple world championships if he continues to develop. And I'm sure he's looking at his main goal right now, 2004 in Athens, Greece.
Drive his head down, drive his head down, drive his head down, drive that head down, pull it across your knee.
You hear Greg Strobel saying to Trenge, drive Sanderson's head down, keep him down, don't let him get a head up and start moving around. Sanderson does it with motion. He doesn't do it with brute force. He moves in a different speed.
Kelly Kennard, very influential in his life.
Stand!
His fiance, and the voice and face of Bobby Douglas, his head coach, with 1 minute, 10 seconds left to go to a 4th consecutive NCAA national championship.
And here he comes. Just as Trenge seems to be holding Sanderson down, Sanderson erupts, gets a reversal. 11-3 now the score.
I'm looking at the faces of the 13,000 plus around this Pepsi arena. They're anticipating the moment. They will know where they were when this happened.
It's almost as though they expect it. It's almost as though, and I'm not saying they're rooting against Jon Trenge. Everybody loves to see the big upset as well. But it's just this overwhelming force. Year after year, people thought, well, somebody will have his number. But no one has been able to add up the numbers to find the answer to Cael Sanderson.
Now go. Get your arm back. Good. Let's go. Lock him up. Let's go. Lock them up, let's go.
As if you could put a lock and key around Sanderson.
What he's saying is get an upper body lock and go for broke. There's nothing to lose. If you're going to lose, you lose. So might as well go for broke. Get up there, lock upper body, and try to throw Sanderson to his back and do what his teammate Roan did. Come back from a big point deficit with the fall. But that's all it's going to take now. 16 seconds to history.
One of the first men on the mat, besides Bobby Douglas, his head coach, I can promise you, besides Jeff Blatnick, who was on his way to congratulate Cael Sanderson, is going to be Dan Gable. What a story. Both wrestlers from Iowa State. The dynasty, the history. The first man in the history of athletic competition to go undefeated, never a loss. 159 wins, no losses. 4 consecutive national championships. Cael Sanderson from Iowa State University.